The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. This is Marcus Solar. I'm one of the annuity directors here at Insurance Agency Marketing. Wanted to thank you all for joining us this Tuesday morning after a long weekend. Hope you all had a happy and safe weekend. This is going to be a recorded webinar this morning. So if you do get pulled away for a client coming in the office or a phone call and you do miss some of the meeting material this morning, please give me a call here at the office. I'll be more than happy to get you out a copy of the webinar. We do have the privilege of both having Brooke Thomas and Steve Goldstein on the line with us this morning. They're going to be covering the Retirement Analyzer, a needs-based tool that you can use for retirement income planning with each and every one of your clients. It is a great tool going forward because not only can you build that critical foundation with each and every one of your clients moving forward, but it is an adjustable tool that you can use as you do annual reviews with each client for up and coming years going into the future, that you can make the adjustments as life changes and their family hierarchy changes. You can make those adjustable changes and help your clients achieve their financial goals into the future. Let's go ahead and get started this morning. Insurance Agency Marketing has been in the business now 30 years. We are a family-owned organization. We do not have voicemail here, so if you do call directly into the office for any reason, it is a live person answering the phone each and every time. We do have Insurance Agency Marketing Business Builder. It is a referral program that when your referral contracts, writes business, and continues to write business through our organization, we do pay you whatever the business is. It is an ongoing basis. It does not end. So if they continue to write with us for many years to come, you do get that money back into your marketing account through our organization. Some of my top producers do use this referral money as part of their marketing budget. So it is additional revenue or capital into their pocket directly. We do have the marketing reimbursement program as well. For every 100,000 of annuity production or life single premium life production that you write, you do get $100 into your marketing reimbursement account as well to help adjust for offset of office expenditures or costs within your office. We do have the new producer builder program or bonus program, which is a 3-level or 3-tiered program for the first 180 days that you are with us. We have the $100,000, $300,000, $500,000 level. You can choose anything from $750 in cash back to a 2-year producer website, all the way to getting some coaching by 2 of our top producers, either Matt Gill or Dave Pimper, or choosing your Ritz-Carlton travel, make your rewards own package anywhere within the continental U.S. We do have some of the finest back office support within the industry. We try to save you time and money. Let our staff work for you. Let's take all that $10 an hour work off the table for you so you can do what you do best, which is stay in front of your clients and prospects alike, doing those appointments, helping them with their goals, with their needs, and planning alike. Let us do all the any type of quotes for you. Let's do any type of getting you whatever forms you need to stay in front of your clients, case design standpoint, tools and resources. And we also have paperless contracting, which at the end of the day really can save you a lot of time, which equates to money in your pocket as well. We do have creative marketing solutions. We have anything from turnkey solutions, agency solutions, personal website, and we can help out with any type of social media consulting as well. Professionally, whether you're starting in the business or just getting into the business, we can help you from a standpoint of a logo or case design standpoint, all the way to digital solutions or agency solutions, whether that's TV marketing, radio advertising, or social media. We do have the Insurance Agency Marketing website that's available to you 24/7. This is a great tool for the weekends and holidays when we aren't in the office. We have everything from industry links out there for you, forms and materials. There are some quoting materials out there for life and annuity and rates across the board. So it is a great resource for after hours and weekends for our advisors. We do have insurance agency wealth management, the choice for financial advisors. This is run by Charles Herring Jr., Mike, and Joan. If you're looking to increase revenue, if you're looking at getting your Series 65 license or have your 65 license, you're looking to deepen your clients' relationships. It is a open hierarchy. If you have more questions on this, you can certainly reach them at the office here at 1-800-255-5055. When you do call in, ask for either Mike, Joan, or Charles Jr. We do have one of the best life and annuity academies. It is an industry recognized event. We just had one of these last week that was held here in Omaha. Our next one is going to be, we're guessing it's going to be held either August or September. It's going to be in Des Moines, Iowa. This is a event where we bring in 4 of our top producers. They share with you their sales strategies, what they do to keep their pipelines full, large life case marketing, annuity marketing, wealth transfer tools. There's really no topic that is left unturned at this event. You get FaceTime with our top producers. It is a huge event. One of my advisors called back in this morning. He says he's been at a number of these different events across the country, and this is one of the best ones he's been at in about 20 years. He learned more at this one than he's been at in the last 5 or 6 years. So again, for more information on this, as far as cost, IAMS and the carriers that we work with do pick up the cost for the advisors. So there is no additional cost to the advisors. What we look for is advisors that are licensed through insurance agency marketing with the appropriate carriers, and we pick up all additional costs as we bring them in for training. We do have the Insurance Agency Marketing 2019 Marketing Summit. This is going to be at the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida. It's going to be August 25th through the 29th, 2019. The invitational period at this point in time is going to be January 1 through June 30th, January 1 of 2018 through June 30th of 2019. The eligibility with any combination is $3 million of annuity premium or $2.25 million of single premium life premium. So at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and switch or change the presenter over to Steve Goldstein with Retirement Analyzer. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Brooke is also on the line with us this morning. They will be co-hosting this event this morning. One thing that I do want to mention before I hop off is they will be covering a lot of different information this morning. They are instrumental with this program. They've been with the program since the inset. They have both been advisors in the field, so they know exactly what each and every one of you have been through out there in the field working with clients. They're great with taking feedback. If you have questions as we go through this, please type it into the screen. I'll certainly get back on and ask that as we go, because we will be covering a ton of information this morning. So, Brooke and Steve, I certainly appreciate your time, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to you at this point.
Sounds good. Thanks, Marcus. Thanks for your time, and thanks for having us on. Hey, guys, how are you? Hope you had a nice holiday and some time off. We're going to spend the next maybe 25 minutes to a half hour just going through our program. Now, these if you've seen these webinars before, they do change because the software is ever changing. Okay, so Brooke and I, you can see our credentials there, right? We had our own book of business, and we still do, obviously, but we don't really have any time to build it these days. Okay, because we're just so busy updating the software, and it's a good thing because we've had the experience, we're out in the field, we understand, we've sat across the table from clients, and we're able to take that kind of know-how and then build it into the software. So we kind of know what's too complicated for clients to understand and what's not. And so what we do is we spend our time, adding functionality, keeping the software up to date with all new tax numbers, right? We do everything here with the software. And that's what our days consist of these days. Okay. So what you get here with the retirement analyzer is it's written by people who have been out in the field and do what you do. I just want you to understand that. So what we're going to do today is we'll scoot through some of what the software does and maybe a quick case study. We want to really go over some of the exciting things that are happening and what's coming throughout the rest of 2018. Brooke?
Guys, welcome. Again, thanks for your time. So just a quick thing I want you to know about Retirement Analyzer. It's 100% product neutral. We have a ton of training platforms that you can really access. We'll tell you all about that here in just a second. It does RMDs. It does provisional income. It does in-depth tax calculations. So if you guys are looking for, a simple program, but that really can go to the next level if you want it to, this is probably something you should take a look at. Now, before we dive in, and we'll show you some of those snapshots here in just a moment, I want you to first of all be really familiar with our training platforms. So we have quick clips. You'll find them on the header throughout every section of the software. They're all 5 minutes or less, basically very topic specific. We also have Thomas Gold Talk, and this is like Facebook for Retirement Analyzer users. You can log in, you can ask questions 24 hours a day on the weekends and whatnot. We don't always guarantee a response, but I can tell you we always do respond. So again, that's Thomas Gold Talk. We have live training every day at 10 a.m. Central. So Monday through Thursday, it's called our Power Hour. That's a little bit more of a basic instruction. Fridays, we call it our Success in 60, and Steve and I actually teach that course, and it's very in-depth on Fridays. We will talk about tax loss carry forward, things of that nature. Know, though, that this is all based off of questions from advisors. So when you log in, the entire presentation is driven by advisor questions. It's not canned. We don't actually record them either, so it can really go any direction depending on the questions. Outside of that, we have a power line that's open from 8 to 5 Central. You can call in. We don't do product recommendations. IMS is still who you would contact for that. But if they have provided you the product, you're uncertain as to how to build it back in or something of that nature, or maybe you just want the data in your case reviewed before you go meet with the client. All of those type of things we can help you with, tech stuff as well. Virtual track is something that we do once a quarter, and it's a entirely virtual training. And it's really roll your sleeves up appointment training. We go through all different types of potential client problems that you can face, whether it's, when should I start drawing my Social Security, or when can I retire, or. We go through 20 different case studies, really make sure you have in-depth knowledge of the program. That's a great training. One thing we launched in 2018 as well is our live boot camp events. We've done 2 so far. They are selling out quickly. So we have Chicago coming up June 21st and 22nd. We just opened up 2 additional spots for that actually today. So those are just now open. Denver is about half booked, and then we just today also added Kansas City and the Dallas location. So Pittsburgh is also about half booked in addition to Atlanta. So I guess get them while you can, guys. This training is $299. They're capped at 20 people, so 20 people or less. And Steve and I both go to the event, so it's about a 1 to 10 ratio, very low, and it's a great event. What we found is when you put a lot of users together, the knowledge that you guys can gain, not only from us but from each other, it's been really, really fabulous to watch that in the works. So it's a day-and-a-half boot camp live event. You will need to have a laptop, and if you want to bring an assistant or somebody that's doing your data entry, that is okay as well. Do you have anything else to add to that?
Well, yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about, you can see the first 2 events, and they both sold out at Scottsdale and Des Moines, okay? And just like Brooke said, they are booking up. It's not just a sales ploy. We're trying to get you to sign up for these things. You come in here maybe on a Wednesday night, or if you're driving, just drive in on Thursday. And our goal here is to actually make them as convenient as possible for you, okay? So as convenient as possible. So in other words, drive. Okay, so we have breakfast the first day, right? And that's all included, right? We have lunch, that's included. We spend the whole first day, and it's going to be on a Thursday, right? We go from about 8:30 to about 4:30 on Thursday, and we just take files apart. I mean, it's in depth, okay, but it's not confusing. It's in depth, okay. We're gonna and a lot of what we get back from these classes is this: I didn't know the software did all of this. All right, I didn't ever go past tab number 6 and put the income plan together and investigate premature death or nursing facility stay, or if the market corrects, how do they look? And so I guess for you users on here, okay, on the call today, if you do not go past tab 6, okay, you really should consider attending these classes, okay. Now we're gonna add more and more locations. The more that they're all selling out, all right. So there's a need for this, okay. But we get a chance to meet you. We spend 10 hours with you. We give you a case study as a class to go over, and you can present solutions and things like that. So it's a fun time, right? 10 hours, but you come away with it with things that you might not have thought about, when you're out there, really working your business, right? You're going through, you're talking to clients. Did you ask this? Did you ask that? Did you check, did you look at this angle? Did you look at that angle? I'll throw a question at you, okay? How many of you actually, when you're talking assets, do you ask about the beneficiaries? And what do you do if the beneficiary is not the surviving spouse? Okay? What's going to happen then? Right? And do you talk to the spouse about that? We have a new piece that we're going to talk to you a little bit about when we actually talk about what's coming out in the software called a Bene Tracker. It's really going to be very extensive on beneficiaries of the accounts. Okay? So what you'll get from us is, you'll get the basic software stuff. All right, and you'll be able to put the files together, and you'll understand, and you'll leave there with a nice knowledge of the software. But you also leave there with probably a list of maybe 10 or 15 questions that you might not be asking in your practice that maybe you should be. Okay, and then the reason why we can come up with those kinds of questions and give them to you is because we have over 3,000 users, and we listen. Okay, so that's what you'll get out of these boot camps. And it's a good time, right? And we understand information overload and all that kind of stuff, and we give you just enough the first day, and the second day is kind of neat because we go for half a day with some presentations and things like that. Okay, so consider joining these, and we can give you information on that. Okay, Brooke, anything else to add on that one, or?
No, let's jump in, guys. And what we'll do is we'll give you just a very general overview of the program. A couple of things. I mentioned our news and talk page. You can see that right here in the center. If you guys, as you're getting started, have any questions at all, right here is the space you can ask them. Okay. Let's go also to our locker. So up on our top navigation, we have our locker. And just a couple of key points about the locker, guys. Under the left-hand training door, there's an entire self-study section here. You can go through videos, quizzes, instruction. It's progressive, so it'll walk you through the whole thing. Also, the case studies, if you guys have a client maybe that's trying to decipher when to begin drawing Social Security, you can click right here. It's a case study that we have set up to show you how to make the moves in the program, also what to print out and present to the client. Okay, so check these case studies out. You can see all of the different topics, very informative. Let's jump now to our middle door really quickly. And under materials, under the appointment forms, we have a couple of documents here that you should find beneficial. There's a client starter pack, and Steve and I send that out to our clients 2 to 3 weeks in advance. It's just a list really of what they need to have for your first appointment documentation-wise. You can see also there's all sorts of budget worksheets. We have fact finders. Everything is here. This is an entire turnkey process. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. Okay, that's really the key points of the locker. Let's jump now to a sample file. We'll do that by clicking Clients on our top navigation. And we will go down to the brown file and jump in. Now, our program, we have 3 input tabs, 3 output tabs, and then 3 solutions tabs. Guys, I'm just quickly going to touch on 1 through 3, and then we'll show you more of the sales components here in just a moment. But tab 1 is looking at employment income, Social Security benefits, and pension benefits. A lot of advisors want to know, with the name being Retirement Analyzer, is this software geared toward only retirement people? No, it's absolutely not. Steve and I can use it with our clients that are 30, trying to figure out what they need to do from today up until retirement. We also can use it with folks that are already retired. So very, very flexible in that sense. From a Social Security standpoint, you can show any and all types of strategies in here, okay? Whether they were fortunate enough to do a file and suspend, or maybe they're on a widower benefit, you can see on the drop down all different sorts of things. Okay, let's move to tab 2 now. And on tab 2, here is where you can incorporate all of the client's retirement assets. We handle all sorts of tax classifications. You can see on the drop down, it's pretty much all there. Same thing with investment vehicle, lots of different stuff. Now, if you are potentially using a program called Riskalyze, we do have a free integration with Riskalyze, so make sure you call in and check that out if that's something you're interested in. Down below, we have an additional assets. These are really things that they have accumulated that will affect their net worth, but not necessarily will go through spend down in retirement. Okay, and then we have a SPIA and an income benefit annuity section. So we'll show you a further example of that here in just a moment. Now down below we have 2 pie charts, and what we're doing on the left-hand pie chart is we're showing the client, here's where you are today, and we're comparing it to the right-hand pie chart. So their percentages are off just a bit. One thing you can do very easily is go back and apply a product to basically take care of the problem. So just quickly, if we scroll back up to the top, let's take the Gabelli funds. There's 200,000. Here's where you could call IMES and say, you know what, I have 200,000 and I need something simply with a guaranteed principal feature. They can help you with product. Then all we would do is flip it from at risk to low risk in our program. We scroll back down and take a look. We're pretty darn close to their overall goal. Okay, and we did that just by making the 200,000 in putting it in the low risk category. So lots of quick sales tools like that for you. Let's go ahead and set it back to at risk for this example. And let's move to tab 3. Okay. Now on tab 3 is where we start to tackle expenses. You can run a basic, what we call clumped budget in our program if the client just says, you know what, I want to spend $8,000 a month. But Steve and I encourage you guys to really go the next level and do an advanced budget. This is a game changer for nearly all clients. So showing a mortgage, for example, with a 0% inflation rate and a payoff date attached to it, that can really make a difference in someone's plan and where they're running out of money. It's huge. So you guys can see this budget worksheet. You can run inflation rates per category. You can show start and stop dates per category. It's very flexible. We have the ability for you as the advisor to make your own templates, and then when the software opens, it'll open with your specific template and the way that you want to use it. So lots of flexibility in these worksheets here. Let's go ahead and close that back up. Okay, and down below we have a liabilities and a future cash flow section. So this liabilities, again, something that will affect net worth, but we're not actually tracking the spend down of the mortgage. You'll just update those values every single year. And then future cash flows is where you really can account for everything else. Okay, overfunding life policies, rental properties, college funding, during vacations, you name it, future cash flows can handle it. Roth conversions is another big one. Okay, so data entry, guys, at this point is done. What I want to do now is I want to step to tab 6, and what you'll see on tab 6 is really a summary. So it's where the rubber meets the road. And it's consolidating everything we have on those first 3 tabs into one picture. Now you can see a yellow line appearing here at age 84. That's where they drop below a reserve amount that they actually pick and set. Now the red line is where those retirement funds have been completely exhausted. So, you know, here's the thing with this. You sit down with the client and you build this out, and then you come in as the advisor and you're showing them that unfortunately this plan that they've been building isn't working on paper. And it becomes very emotional. This red line definitely gets their attention. So what we train you to do is to take a situation like this and go back and provide them alternatives, and then you can provide them product solutions as well. So Steve's going to show you how to do that in step 2 and step 3.
Okay, guys. So basically, it's real easy to gathering the data. If you're new to this, right, you're probably 4 or 5 times through the software program. You should start to feel comfortable. So I guess here's the question I have for you. How would it feel to sit down with a client knowing that within a couple of keystrokes you can answer any possible what-if question they have? I mean, that's really what we want, right? Look at this. Look at what we're showing you here now. You can't tell me that's not simple looking. There's a lot of numbers on there, but it has a friendly look and feel to it. It's almost, and Brooke and I spend a lot of locals' minds, and they'll say, look, I'm going to shut down. I'm not even going to concentrate on this. Well, you know what? The year, the age, the pension income, the Social Security income, any kind of monthly or annual cash flows, and we're basically showing the deficit here. Okay? We're showing the deficit here. Everybody understands negative cash flow. They're drawing their retirement funds down because they have a negative cash flow. And then Social Security starts, and the negative cash flow gets to be smaller. Okay? And we have a lot of mouse overs here. So if you want to know what makes up a lot of the numbers in the software program, you just put your mouse over it. Okay? So if you think about that, right? I mean, that really, it's, the client might say, well, what's this number? Well, put your mouse over it. It'll show you what makes it up. Okay, so our whole goal here, let's keep it real simple, right? Our whole goal here is to do what? Gather the information on 1 through 3, right? Put it in, and we're going to give you higher tech methods on, being able to do that. We'll talk a little bit about what we have coming here down the road. All right, and basically you're going to try to make tab 6, which is utopia, if they live to age 100, not have a red line. You alleviate the red line on 6. And then 7 is premature death, and 8 is facility care, and 9 is a market correction. But if you can't get 6 looking good, you have no prayer on 7 and 8 and 9. Okay, so our whole goal here is to gather on 3, 1 through 3, and then make 6 look good. Okay? Make 6 look good. And that's really what we're trying to do. So let's make 6 look good. Now, let me show you how the program's built here, okay? You can do a bunch of different scenarios. You can put together a bunch of different scenarios. And basically, each one of them, you build the information in one time. All right, now this is just a real summarized view, but here it is, okay? In 2046, these guys are running out of money at age 85. That's what we just looked at on the in the program, okay, 85. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and create a second one, just like you see how these two are the same? So we would copy it, right? We only enter information one time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make some changes and look at the differences between the two, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you here is this. This one here is a copy of this with these 3 changes, and they're not earth-shattering. So I'll show you the strokes real quick. Watch. If I go in here, all I'm going to do, right, is basically I'm going to go to the income tab, and these guys are kind of retiring a little bit early, so I'm going to push them back 3 years, okay? And you can do this in front of them. This is helping them plan. This is giving them advice on when they should do this, that, and whatever else it is. Okay, can they retire at 62? Probably not. Why? Because they run out of money at age 85. Now, they might be able to retire at 62 if they cut their spending substantially. Who wants to do that? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But here, I'm going to just give you a couple of examples here, okay? So we're going to push retirement back 3 years, and then here's what we're going to do. We have a calculator here. We're going to actually push their Social Security benefit out to age 70. It could be 69, it could be 68, it could be whatever. But these are just things I'm going to try. Now, you can try them in front of them if you want. If I do that, now the benefits are updated at higher levels at age 70. And let's do one more thing. We're big in budget here, Thomas Gold, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually, because we had some money left at the end of each month, we're going to make $541 contributions to their Roths just while they're working. $6,500 a year over age 50, catch-up contribution. There it is. Now, that's a lot I just did, but watch this, though. If I go back to the retirement tab, look at my number, and my red line is now gone. All the way out to age 100, I am good. It's gone. Okay? It's gone. Now, let's go back to our reports and print page and see what I did. And I'm going to make it real simple for you.
Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a quick question. They wanted to go back to the pension tab, and they were wondering if the state pensions are built into the software, if that's something that's got to be added manually.
It has to be added manual, but it's interesting. Watch this though. Okay, and I'll answer that question right now. Okay, you can customize the pension. Now you have to build it in. Okay, but here's what you can do. Now there's certain states, certain pensions. You can have federal tax taken out. You don't have to. You can have state tax taken out. You don't have to. And then for the COLAs, they could be compound or simple. So you structure the pension any way you want, but you do have to type in the amount manually though. That being said, you do have a pension information site right here that you can actually go to inside the software. So you're gonna have to go do that work and grab the number yourself. But then again, you can customize it once it's in. Okay. All right. Hope that answers that, Marcus. All right. So and if there's anything else, Marcus, we can go through it and answer some more if that's not clear.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So where are we now? Now watch this. Now in the reports and print tab, I'm just using it as a comparison now. But look, so we were the same. These two were the same, and now these two are the same. And what did I do? So I showed you that I took a copy of this, copied it to here, made these three changes: pushed the retirement date out, right? Started Social Security a little later, right? And then had them contribute to Roth while they're working. And look at the difference now. Okay, we're talking 15 years later and $164,000. This is how you help people plan. This is what they pay you for right here. They don't pay you for product, right? They don't pay you for rate of return. I mean, unless you're doing managed money and have some kind of track record. But basically what they're doing is they're paying for advice. And that's what it should be, advice. Okay, and you can show them, again, within a couple of keystrokes, what it looks like 3 years later, what it looks like 70 versus 65. And you could say to them, hey, look, you'll have $200,000 more if you live to age 93 if you wait. That's great. What about this? What if we say, hey, look, you're running out of money at 85 here. If you push it back to 70, you're good all the way up through age 100. I think that kind of resonates a little bit better in clients' minds. Making $200,000 more in Social Security benefits when you're spending $20,000 a month doesn't last too long. Let's build the whole thing into the plan and help them understand how the whole thing works. Okay, so now you have a solution here. There's no product yet. And then what we do is we use product to enhance. That's all we're doing. Okay, so bad, better, and then we're going to try to make it look even better. Now remember when Brooke said that we have a pie chart problem? Let's go back and let's take a look. The pie chart problem right here. And here it is. There's too much red on their current allocation. You can see it, right? They want 45% red. They have 72% red. Okay? So, product sale, call IMS. Okay, watch this now. They send you over an illustration. It could be anything. I just happen to have a Lincoln product here. Trust me, we have no affiliation with any insurance companies. Okay? But I'm going to look at moving, taking $200,000. We're going to defer for 10 years, and we're going to have a guaranteed payout of $12,361 per year all the way out. Okay, now watch how easy it is to build it in the software. Watch this. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top and select the asset, the $200,000, this one right here. I'm going to click the plus sign. I'm going to click guaranteed income benefit annuity or income benefit annuity right here. Copies the Lincoln down here with the cost basis, comes along with it. A lot of programs don't even look at cost basis or tax or anything. What we're going to do is we're going to go single payout. We're going to go monthly. So $20,361 divided by 12 is $1,697 a month. And again, we're starting it in 10 years. Now, we can increase the $1,697 if we want. We can take a rider fee out of the annuity account value if we want. We can increase for a certain period of time and stop. Okay, so you can do all that kind of stuff. But let's just leave it here. We can structure it any way you want it. Let's click Save and Close. Now, the asset you'll see has actually disappeared from up here was asset number 3. Remember? It's gone. And where it is it's right in here in the income benefit annuity section right here. See it? People can understand this stuff, okay? Look at the pie charts, right? Brooke showed you that in the beginning anyway. Look at that. Very close to being right, the right one. Or actually, they want 45. They're coming in just under 43%. A little too much at-risk money. Maybe we move some money to emergency funds. But you're closer. And then here's the best part about it. You're closer. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And the 164,272 turns into 411,701. Why? Because these 1697s coming in here, part of it's taxable, part of it's not taxable, actually start to drop your negative cash flow so your investments stay intact, right, longer. And so here's your sale. You ready? Watch this. This is three-stepper. Now, sometimes it's 2 steps, sometimes it's 17 steps, okay? But here's what it is, right? Basically, you sit down with a client. They look like this when you first sit down with them. You make 3 recommendations so you're getting paid for your advice, and then you use a product to enhance in step 3. And that's really the whole process with Retirement Analyzer. Now, this is obviously just one case, right? It could be totally different. You could be making changes on the fly here. What if you sit down with them and they don't want to retire 3 years later? They want to retire 2 years later. Okay, so you change it to 2 years, change your retirement date back, and you could actually sit in front of them with a flat screen TV in your office and put the plan together right in front of them real time. And that's the beauty of this. Okay, one thing I'll say to this before we give it back to Brooke is this. Okay, if we go into this file here, what you're going to see is this these tabs, the information, the way it's presented. It's refreshingly simple, but don't get the wrong idea. Okay, because what we do is strategically hide all the complexity under buttons. Okay, you want to make contributions to when an employer matches, things like that, it's all here. Okay, you want to start your RMDs after 70 and a half, it's here. You want to talk long-term capital gains, you want to talk Social Security provisional income, it's all in here. Okay, every year we do the tax calculations for you. All right, and then you can see it at the bottom here. Every year you get the gross income, what makes it up. All right, what bracket they're in, what rate they paid, what state tax rate they paid, what the total taxes that are owed, what makes it up. FICA, Social Security, and Medicare, all in there. 6.2% or 12.4, whatever you need. 1.45 or 2.9 Medicare, whatever you need. The 90 basis increase, 90 basis point increase if you go over certain levels in there. So what Brooke and I spend our time doing is adding complexity, but not showing it unless you want to see it. We're in a world today, right, where what? People have the attention span of a gnat, and if you show them too much, right, they're just going to quit and shut down. We don't want that. We want it to be part of the financial planning process and be vested in it and understand it and then know, what's going on and understand the moving parts. And that's really what we're trying to do here with the software. There's a lot of programs out there. Yeah, they do a lot, or they're sleek and they do, but nobody understands them. And we spend a lot of time to help you understand this along with the client. So again, 4 to 5 times through the software. The best thing to do is to do the analysis on yourself the first time, and you'll start to get a handle on how the software works. Brooke, I don't know if I missed anything on that.
No, I don't think so. Guys, just quickly too, tab 789, that's where you're really going to start shooting bullets at the plan. So I know what we covered today. We didn't look at life insurance in depth, but do know that the program, you literally can go in and show Gary passing away, how that would affect Jenna. It's going to move all of the cash flows around, I always say automatically for you. But the nice thing is it doesn't require any additional data entry. So based on what you set up on tabs 1 through 3, it looks at those income streams and what would happen to them upon death. And it, like I said, it automatically adjusts them, and then it shows you the insurance needed basically to protect the remaining spouse. So that's the life insurance component. For tab 8, you'll see here you actually can go in and show a person going into a facility. Now we give you all sorts of stats and parameters to work with. So if you've got, you're living in a certain state, it's going to show you the averages in that area. It's again going to flip around income streams for you and tell you what you need to sell as far as a daily benefit to protect them. Now you also can show combo products in our program very easily. We realize not a ton of people are selling just straight long-term care anymore. Most of you are doing combo products, not a problem. Okay, let's look at tab 9 quickly as well. So here's where you can go in and crash the market. Sequence of return. Now you don't have to crash the market. If you want to show a market boom, you can do that too. Not a problem. So know that these additional things are here. We also have all sorts of calculators that are standalone pieces. where you can go in, amortization calculators, laddering calculators. There's just a lot of different stuff here. And we have an archive as well. So this archive is going to be a space where you can store documents. So if you've been using OneDrive or something like that, you can right here, you can track goals and notes, you can build in the client's statements, you can create all sorts of file folders. So it's really a storage area as well. So lots of stuff in Retirement Analyzer. If there's something that you're thinking, boy, I wish it had this, or I wish it did this, give a call into our power line, because chances are it probably will accommodate. I mentioned earlier that we have an integration with Riskalyze. We also have an integration with Redtail Complete. There will be more integrations soon to follow. So lots of integrations that we're working on as we speak.
Hey, Brooke,
Steve,
do me a
anything
favor, would
else
you?
to add there? Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about the branding, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. One thing we launched a few weeks ago is the ability to brand Retirement Analyzer. So a lot of advisors were saying, you know what, we wish it had our company colors, and maybe instead of Retirement Analyzer, you want it to say Dakota Wealth Solutions or something like that. So Steve and I decided, you know what, we've heard this enough that we are going to build it. We did. We launched it, and for a charge of either $15 a month or a one-time setup fee of $349, you send us your company logo, all of your contact information, and the exact either hex or red, blue, green codes for your company colors. And then we build it out, and it brands every piece of the software and makes it look like your own. So that's been a pretty exciting thing to have done and complete. Anything else I missed there, Steve?
No. I want to talk to you about just a couple things. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to find this or not in another software company, and I don't want to compare us to anybody else, but these Success in 60s on Friday, Brooke and I spend an hour with 60, 70 people every Friday. And you know what we do? We actually listen. We really do, okay? Because it's great to be able to talk to 3,000 users and come up with a book of best practices on what works and what doesn't work. So we're available every Friday, unless it's a holiday weekend or something, right here. Okay. We also have these things called functionality forums, where if you need something in the software, if you need some new functionality in it or whatever, you need something added, come in and let's talk about it. Now, we had our first functionality forum about a month and a half ago, and now this week we're actually pushing out suggestions from our user base. Okay, so I don't know if you find maybe other companies do that, but it's important for us to do that, and we listen. Okay, and we're going to make this program better and better. And again, just like I said in the beginning of the call, we spend all of our hours now. And I guess, yes, we do manage our client base, right? But we're not really building it currently, right? We are basically, this is our job here, right? We are dedicated to making this software program better. We have a bunch of integrations like Brooke just talked about. There's more than what we can talk about today. That's going to make your job that much easier. Okay, and make you more efficient. One other thing I want to mention to you too, we have this thing called Admin University. Now, you get into the software program, we have almost 1 million client files built into the software program right now. But you get into it and you have a lot of client files and you have an admin person working with you. And you don't want to type in all this stuff. You just want to go in, do the appointment, make the recommendation, make the sale, and you're done. And put the plan together and you're done. Okay, give us your admin people. Okay, so now we have Admin University. No producers allowed. Just give us the people that work with you that actually input the information to get the file ready for you for your appointment. Okay, so it's not just the software program that gives you answers within a couple of keystrokes. It's how easy it is to use. And the clients will actually get it. And I'll say one more thing and then I'll be quiet. And it's this. We actually have clients calling now our company and taking a 30-day trial themselves, advisorless. And that should tell you something, okay? Because it's that easy. They get it. They can understand it. So using this program with them, they should be able to understand. And you know what happens when clients understand and they get it? They basically sign up with you, and they sign up with you as their advisor, and you work on the plan together. That's what we want to get to. So, Brooke, I don't know if there's anything else, but I'm done.
Marcus, the other thing I would say is maybe talk to them a little bit about how they can get a copy of Retirement Analyzer through EIN.
Sure. Yeah. To get a copy, and I've gotten a few questions here on what the cost is, to get access to the software, what we're looking for from our advisors is certainly to be contracted through us on a couple of our core carriers. And we're looking production of 250,000 on an annual basis, and they get full access to this software. We pick up all the costs. They get full access to the software itself, all the different marketing pieces, and I'm the administrator within the office here. They can certainly call me here at the office at the 800 number on the screen, and I can certainly help them with the reports or inputting the information, or they can certainly reach out to your staff as well. So again, they got all the resources in the world, and they get an opportunity to work with our great staff here at Insurance Agency Marketing. Are there any other questions before we close it or wrap it up today? I'd give them a few more moments to type anything in out there. You guys have anything else you want to add? But I certainly do appreciate your time.
One more comment, Marcus. If you guys get a copy of the software, what I would suggest when you start is actually use your own numbers and run yourself through the program. I think you'll learn a lot from doing that. And then outside of that, just make sure you're utilizing all of our training. It's free with the platform.
Marcus, let me say one last thing too, though, guys. And it's hard enough as it is today, but this repeatable process where you're going to be doing the same thing over and over again, you can't help but become expert at it, right? And the one thing you shouldn't have to worry about when you go through a client appointment is if you're going to have any answers to any questions, because once you get good with the software, you're going to have a lot of fun in your appointment. You're going to be able to help the client understand. And you got the answers real time. You don't have to wait to get back to them next Tuesday because business is too quick these days. So I think you have a good time with it. It's really a fun process, and you can do a lot of good out there helping American families to a better financial.
Steve, somebody's asking to see a copy of a report. Do you have one handy?
A copy of a report?
Yeah, a copy of the actual report.
A report printout?
Yeah. One in the locker there.
And actually, this report printout is something that Steve and I keep in a booklet. The quick report is what we typically show clients before we ever go into the data entry part of it, just because the quick report's 9 pages versus 30 on the other one. But you can see the basics. And this report is totally brandable for your company as well. So you can do your company colors and your logo and all of that.
And you know what? There is a 30-day free trial. The one good thing, you'll have access to all this stuff. So if you do try this for 30 days, you get all the services. You get to come to the trainings, the power hours, everything. So if you want to see all this stuff, stop by for 30 days, then you make your decision.
Right.
That's a short report I'm showing you here. The longer report's about 30 pages or so.
Any other questions out there?
Let me just go back here. They're both right in here, though, in the appointment form. Just to see quick and full. Sorry.
Yep.
There you go.
Doesn't look like there's any other questions out there, so I do appreciate your time, Steve and Brooke. I appreciate everyone taking time this morning. I'll certainly follow up with each and every one of you that was on the webinar this morning. Hope you have a great rest of the Tuesday and have a great day. Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.